Welcome in everybody to this week's edition of Blades and Fades. It's week 5, man. Tony Jigsaw Cotillo, AJ the Barber, back again. AJ, last week, how'd you do, man?
I think I did pretty well last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're feeling good. Who was
Yeah.
your best productive player last week?
My best productive player, I'd probably say Jordan Love. And then obviously I hit with David Montgomery. He only had 1 point last week.
Oh man. David Montgomery, only 1 point. You hit that right on the head, bro.
Yeah.
You hit that right on the head. Now, tonight, we're going to have a little special dish, so stay tuned because we got our 3 blades, we got our 3 fades, but we also have 3 defensive fades as a premium for our boy Japan out there asking it last night. So let's get right into it, man, because there's been a lot of injuries. This is the first week with bye weeks. You mentioned Jordan Love. He's on a bye this week.
Yeah.
Right. But who you going with for your first blade?
I wish I could say CJ Stroud because I have the jersey on, but I don't know if I'll ever come on here and say that. But my first blade is Cam Scatterbill.
Cam Scatterbill. Now, I'll tell you what, a lot of people were a little disappointed last week only because he didn't get in the end zone. He had multiple opportunities, didn't get in there. What's your thought process behind Scatterbill?
I mean, like you said, he had a lot of opportunities last week. He had 25 carries. I think this week he's going to be way more efficient against the Saints defense. 18th in the league against the rush. They average around 800. They give up 118 yards a game. I like that a lot. And Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterby were like spark plugs out there for the Giants. They just lost Malik Neighbors, but they look like a whole new team out there.
Man, sometimes you need that, man.
Yeah. And against the Saints are letting up around 20 fantasy points per game to running back. So I think Scatterby is going to have a big week this week.
I like that. I like that pick, man. That's going to be an interesting game. And I think it's going to be a good betting game out there as well. So what about number 2? Who's your blade 2?
You said betting game. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. So I'm going someone on the Saints side and Rashid Shaheed.
Oh, Rashid Shaheed. I like it. He was my pick from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? So what do you like about Rashid?
I know he's a little more of a boomer bust guy, but I feel like this year he's been a little more consistent. He's had 5+ targets in the last 4 games of the season. He's yet to have a big play, but the Giants allow a lot of big plays. You saw against Tyquan Thornton with the Chiefs, what he did against the Giants. He had a couple big plays. I mean, he dropped a touchdown, but besides that, I think Rashid Shaheed's going to get in the end zone a big touchdown.
I'll tell you what, man. I know you didn't listen last night, but I did my fantasy football rewind, and one of the guys people thought I was nuts that I really liked this week was Spencer Rattler as a streaming option at quarterback. So if I win, you win. So we both look good.
And hopefully if there's that touchdown to Rashid Shaheed.
I like it, brother. I like it. All right. What about number 3?
I'm going Dak Prescott.
Oh, Dak had big game.
He had a huge week last week. And that's against the Packers defense it's playing fairly well this year. So, but now he's playing a Jets team that's a little worse than the Packers, I'd say, on defense. George Pickens has been unstoppable. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's out. He lost his top target, but Pickens has stepped right in. Dak Prescott, he throws a lot of passing attempts, around 40 to 50 passing attempts per game. And Javonte Williams has been a lead part of that offense. I think there's check down passes that can get him points as well.
I like it, man. He's been making my man Jake Ferguson look like a superstar. As
Jake
always,
Ferguson, yeah.
Jake Ferguson, baby. I told you, Jake Ferguson. I like it, man. You got Cavante Turpin, you got Jalen Tolbert. I'll tell you what, I was actually surprised. Jalen Tolbert had the second most offensive play percentages on the team. I didn't think that was going to be, but it was. So I like it. Now, obviously, we got to go with some fades, man. So who we going to fade? Who's going to be your top fade this week?
Hurts me to say because he's my quarterback, but I'm going Bo Nix as a fade this week.
Ooh, against Philly, huh?
Against Philly, yeah. I mean, Philly's really good against the pass. Only allow around 207 yards a game, and they have the best completion percentage, 56%. They only allow to quarterbacks, and his rushing upside hasn't been as high as I thought it was going to be this year. He's a little bit more of a mobile quarterback, but he hasn't shown that a lot. Aside from the Bengals game, where he had over 300 yards, he's only been below 200 yards every game.
I'll tell you what, man. I really like the pick, and I'll tell you why. Vic Fangio knows a lot about Sean Payton, and if you look at that offense, it's Courtland Sutton and everybody else. And Courtland Sutton's going to be up against Kenyon Mitchell, who Q was just a defensive player of the week. So you're going to have Marvin Mims beat you. You're going to have Tony Franklin beat, right? You're going to have to. I don't know if that's going to happen, and
I think J.K. Dobbins will have a big week because our rushing defense hasn't looked the best last couple weeks.
No, I agree, and I think a sleeper could be R.J. Harvey because I think in the passing game. Sometimes you saw Bucky Irvin beat
Yeah.
Jahad Campbell last week. So who knows, man? All right, where are we going next?
I'm going Jordan Mason.
Oh, a lot of people were upset about Jordan Mason last week.
I mean, obviously he's the RB1 in Minnesota, no Aaron Jones, but again, like Dave Montgomery, he's playing Cleveland this week. Dave Montgomery only had 1 point last week. I know Jahmyr Gibbs had his 17 points, but that's Jahmyr Gibbs. He's an elite running back, nowhere near Jordan Mason. He's a little bit like less useful in the passing attack, so I think he's going to rely more on the rushing yards, which obviously the Browns don't let a lot, and very touchdown dependent, which again, the Browns don't let a lot of touchdowns.
You hit the nail on the head about the passing in sense because he gets a little but not a lot. A lot of it's going to Scott, but the problem is, that a lot of it, if they're not in the red zone, if they don't get the goal line, like you just said, he's not going to get those looks, and that's why Aaron Jones was good, right? So they're putting Scott in the Aaron Jones role, so it does bring Mason's value down a little bit. I agree, man. And where we go, I think this last one's going to be a boomer here, man. I think I might like this last one. Who's number 3?
Brian Thomas.
Thank you. See, again, now I got listen. We got the little backstory because AJ told me I was out of my mind when I said I'm out on Brian Thomas this year, and he was like, "No way, Dad, dude's a stud."
He is a stud.
What's going on?
He's having a little confidence issues jumping past. He's like Marvin Harrison.
Come on,
he'll find his way back, but I think a lot of it is T-Law.
No, yeah, a whole lot.
But Jacksonville, they're a mess. They don't look good. A lot of bickering on the sidelines. I don't like that at all. And obviously, Brian Thomas has been a part of that. I think he's been in his own head. Hopefully, he gets back on track because I'd want to start him back in my lineups, but haven't been able to do that. I don't care if he's your first, second, third round pick. He's on your bench this week.
I listen, man. I agree. I like it. I like the call. It's gutsy because as a guy, people invested in a top 10, top 15 pick in, and he's just not producing, man. So it's a gutsy call. Now, we had our boy Japan checked it last night, and he said, I got a question for AJ for tomorrow night's show. He said, a defensive team. So not only one, but you're talking 3 blades on defense. This is a special.
3 startable defenses this week. My first one's Arizona, which I actually picked up in one of my leagues.
Whoa.
I think Arizona's been playing well on the defensive side, and they're playing Tennessee this week. Obviously, their offense hasn't looked good.
They got fire in their gut? Like,
I don't think they do, but Cam Ward, I think he'll turn out fine, but right now he's not the best quarterback, and I think Arizona will have a couple interceptions.
I like it, man. Who else you got?
I have the Colts because they're playing the Raiders. Geno Smith, he throws a lot of interceptions. He leads the league in them with 7. They're second in the league. The Colts are second in the league with interceptions this year.
Listen, I like the Colts. I have on one of my leagues. Who's your third?
Going Kansas City just for the idea that they're playing Jacksonville, and obviously I don't like their offense at all. I think Trevor Lawrence he's probably going to throw a pick. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. He's boned me because of Brian Thomas. So I'm going Kansas City. I think their defense obviously will always be a solid defense.
Well, when in doubt, you always go with the defense who has the Hall of Fame defensive coordinator, and that is our boy Spags. So I believe in Spags, the outdoor Mr. Duval. Man, this will be great, man. Listen, so you got the 3 fades, you got the 3 blades, and you got the 3 blades on defense too. So as always, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be back next week. We'll rewind the picks and see where we're at. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch you back here next week. Yeah.